Hello, everyone. My name is Harry from the Family Office. Thank you for joining us. Um, Briefly, I'll be explaining how the tool works during this webinar. Um, yeah, so during the webinar, you can engage us by asking questions, and our experts will answer each and every question. You can use at the bottom of your device, you have some icons where you toggle on one, there's a question mark inside a small chat icon called the Q&A. You can click on that and send us any questions that you have, and we'll cover it up during the webinar. And also you can react on any point that we make, and you can raise your hand if you'd like us to give you the mic to speak, and we'll give you that permission. Thank you very much, and hopefully you enjoy the webinar. Over to you, Hannah. Thank you.
Hi, thank you so much, Harry, for that. Yeah, so just to give you, by the way, is it morning there or afternoon? I would say good morning and good afternoon to everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us today in our webinar. For today's webinar, we are going to discuss our business expansion and entrepreneurship, specifically focus on strategic advantages for creating and managing business from Dubai. My name is Hannah, and I'm actually one of the junior execution officer here at the Family Office. And it's great to have you all here today. I hope this webinar will be insightful to everyone. But I just wanted to, before we get started, I just wanted to know where are all of our viewers are coming from. Are you like, I believe we are from different parts of the world right now. You can either like say it out loud or say it to yourself, or if the chat box is available, you can chat where you're viewing from, just to give us some moment to share. And we always enjoy seeing how global audience is. All right, so our focus for today is we'll explore how the entrepreneurs and investors and families can strategically establish and grow and manage their businesses from one of the world's most dynamic commercial hubs, which is Dubai. So whether if you are an early stage entrepreneur or established business owner or part of a family managing multi-generational wealth, our today's session will give you a structured understanding how to build, scale, and protect your business interests effectively. So what we'll be covering for today would be an introduction to Dubai as a business hub, choosing the right business structure, and setting up your business, building your scalable future structure, and managing and expanding your business. So these are the pillars that we will cover for today. And so now I would like to introduce our speakers for today. First, we have our CEO, Anissa Bulaya, and she is our founder and CEO of our family, the Family Office. She is our visionary leader, driving innovation, strategic growth, and in the family office space. She's also expert in terms of giving advices and to be beyond individual families and to African businesses that if you'd like to grow globally, she is the one who can leverage the process and to give you more of our businesses, to give you more of the expertise. We also have Bontlay Princess Tabete, our business relationship manager in Medan Free Zone. She's specializing in building and scaling high value partnerships, and she works closely with our channel partners to drive sustainable growth and unlock new opportunities. Beyond her professional role, she is passionate about personal development, discipline, entrepreneurship, and building purpose driven in life. So we'll have the floor to Anissa.
for the introduction. Thank you, Princess, for joining us. Thank you, Harry, for organizing this webinar. And thank you to our audience. Please tell us in using the Q&A, where are you joining us from? I believe a lot of you are joining us from Nigeria, from the names. I can see a lot of Nigerian names, but please tell us in the Q&A, where are you joining us from? And for those who have raised their hands, we will come to allowing Harry. I see one hand raised, so we will allow Q&A in due time. With, I would like to ask our partner and guest of honor today, Princess, to tell us why, according to her experience, what she's seeing on day-to-day working with Meydan Free Zone, which is one of the main free zones in Dubai, why does she think people are looking at Dubai as a solution to expand, or even to get started to expand, or to structure their businesses, whether corporate or family-owned startup style businesses? So, Princess, over to you.
Yeah, Nisa, thank you for the introduction, and good morning, good afternoon to everyone, depending on where you are in the world. Thank you for that question. So Dubai is one of the most growing economy in the world. And one thing that we know about Dubai is the fact that there will always be tourism and there will always be people that are wanting to come to Dubai. So because of that, it is one of the best places to set up your business. We have multiple nationalities that move to Dubai. We have multiple businesses that are set up because we deal with supply and demand. There will always be a growth in terms of demand, so there will always be a need for business. So Dubai is one of the best hubs in terms of like setting up your business and scaling in the UAE. There's a huge opportunity in terms of any industry. So if you want to set up your business from anywhere you are in the world, you can come to Dubai and set your business there. A little bit about Meydan Free Zone. Meydan Free Zone is a government-owned authority. We are centrally located. And what makes us stand out in the market is the fact that we are offering our clients multiple industries all in one license without having to pay additional fees. So our key focus is to be flexible and allow our entrepreneurs to set up their businesses with ease. We are centrally located. That makes us a strategic place for people to set up their business, close to the hubs, close to the airports, which makes it easy for you to do your business. Like I said, it is a government authority, but it is yet still cost effective. So because of that, it makes Meydan Free Zone the best free zone to set up your business in. And also, because we are talking about Dubai, we have seen so many things that are happening right now in the market. However, the UAE has still managed to protect its people and make sure that every single individual in the country is safe. We're still seeing business coming in because Dubai will always be the center. Maybe all the transit in terms of flights come to Dubai. That's because Dubai will always be the center of the world. It keeps the world moving. And because it keeps the world moving, it will always be the most strategic place to set your business because there will always be business. High demand and high supply.
Yes, thank you so much for this heartfelt description of why Dubai is a strategic place to start business in, and why Meydan is actually a reflection of what Dubai is. But let's get a bit more into like the details of why people do set up their business in Dubai and what they are after when they set up their businesses in Dubai. So if I may just like discuss the different points here. So the first point people will look at is transparency and strong legal framework. And as we know, Dubai has under the DIFC has a common law framework, but also under mainland and in Meydan are using the best of common and civil law. So the frameworks, the legal frameworks to do business in the UAE are very strong, very transparent, and very effective, allowing businesses to have predictability, which is what a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, or a lot of family businesses are looking for when they're looking at their jurisdiction to establish their businesses, to expand internationally, to get started, or to structure the family wealth. Then the other point is really the clarity around the regulation. And in Dubai, it cannot be made more clear. Everything is communicated right away. Everything is implemented right away with a very with simplicity and with speed, allowing any businessman, any business person to focus on doing business rather than to focus on the bureaucracy or the opacity of things, which we may be often confronted to in our African countries. I might have forgotten to say that, Princess, you're also as African as I am, right? You are from South
South
Africa.
Africa. Yes.
And myself from Australia. So we are used to the way of doing business on the continent, which is a bit opaque and a bit slow. Dubai is the exact opposite, right?
Yes, of course. Being exposed from South Africa, I can 100% say that it's completely different. With UAE, it has nothing to do with nationality. There's thousands of nationalities that actually make up the UAE. So it literally has nothing to do with that. And it's completely different in terms of ease of setting up. And it's not regulated by the red tape and bureaucracy, as you already mentioned. UAE, actually, I believe the framework of the UAE is to actually make things easier so that business can be quicker. So because it's easier to set up, regardless of the nationality, business is quicker, things keep moving constantly. So it has nothing to do with nationalities. Most nationalities are actually welcomed, other than our African countries, as you already said.
Absolutely. And the reason we're talking about Africa more than any other geographies, because we do focus on African businesses and African countries as Dawiyah Family Office.
I'm sorry, Anissa. I was just saying it's wonderful that most people who already joined are also from Nigeria. So I'm believing that there's a lot of like African people in this.
Yes, absolutely. So the third point that people will look at when setting up their business, the entrepreneurs will look at, is the credibility of the jurisdiction. And Dubai does offer a global credibility that is built on its leadership, the vision of the leadership, the regulation, the legal framework, the clarity that we've already spoken about, and also the banking and financial system that is very, very strong here in the UAE. And all of it together makes it a very trustworthy work from, all the more when we're involved into cross-country or pan-continental or global business doings, right? And then, of course, the tax efficiency. So some of us might think about other countries that have an even better tax framework. However, these countries would be often, or these jurisdictions would be often considered as tax havens. The good thing about Dubai is we do have in the same a very tax efficient framework, combined with a very real economy and a real country to live in and to work from and to grow in, which makes it very, very attractive for people all over the world. And as Princess, you were saying, we have more than 200 nationalities represented here in the UAE, living here, working here, and doing business here. And last but not least is what we were mentioning before, is the ease of doing business. I think the UAE is maybe ranked 4th globally in ease of doing business globally. So that tells you a lot about like this. We are small in size, but we're very good in efficiency and in most importantly in the efficiency of doing business. And as we were mentioning before, we can do business in the UAE under different jurisdictions, and in Dubai under different jurisdictions. You were talking about Meydan and insisting rightly on Meydan and on the qualities that Meydan can propose as a free zone. However, we also have like financial free zone for financially regulated activities. We have other commercial free zone, and also designated free zones for traders. And then we have mainlands. And I would like to ask Hannah to tell us about all the possibilities that we have in the UAE when it comes to jurisdictions. Please, Hannah.
Thank you so much for that, Anissa. Yes, so since we've already covered everything, I think we've established now why Dubai is a global magnet for entrepreneurs, for businesses. Now, I think most of the entrepreneurs this is the one question they want to answer right away: where exactly they should get the license from, or where should I set up the company? And in terms of jurisdictions, we have different free zones. We also have mainland. So we have financial free zones. We also have commercial free zones, and we have the mainland structure. Now we'll move on to the we'll first we will move to the financial free zones, right? So for the financial free zone, so financial free zone is actually what we call a common law free zone. It has independent legal systems, and of we can name our financial free zones here in Dubai and in Abu Dhabi. We have DIFC and we all or ADGM. DIFC stands for Dubai International Financial Center, and ADGM is Abu Dhabi Global Market. Those two free zones have the independent legal system, and they follow the standard UAE civil law. They don't follow the standard UAE civil law. Instead, they are operating under English common law. They also have their own independent English-speaking courts, and their own regulators. So if you are a family office or a private equity firm or a complex holding company, this is often your best solution. We would recommend.
If I may, Hannah, in the DIFC, we also have more than 45 local and international banks set up, because it's the free zone where financial institutions and banks, commercial banks, will set up. So for any business setting up in the UAE, we have to know this free zone, even if we're not set up in this free zone, but because that's where the money is, right? I think you are on mute, Hannah. Are you on mute? We don't hear you.
Yes. So can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Just give me.
Yes. Now we can hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
All right. Sorry about that. Well, I agree with you, Anissa. It's actually the banks and financial services, investment firms, and family offices.
Just keep us, man. Those people.
So they are. Yeah, they are holdings and holding structures. These are regulated by the authorities like the FSA and FSRA.
Yeah, there's something that everybody's talking about that they said is bringing money in. That they said is bringing money, AI boat or something. They said that everybody's doing it now and it's bringing in money. So I don't know what. Yeah, I think.
So now. I'm not sure. Is everybody hearing me?
Yeah.
Yes, Hannah, you can continue. We can hear you.
I don't know who's intervening. Okay, let's go to the next one, Hannah. Commercial free zones.
Now, for commercial free zones, these are the free zones that most likely entrepreneurs would initially consider, especially for small businesses. That includes Maidan Free Zone, right? Which are built for easy of setting up, cost efficiency, and operational flexibility. These businesses or the particular business will be suited for consultancy business, trading companies, service providers, and startups. And you can own 100% of the business. You can also operate internationally. You can access also UAE residence visa. So it's not just for company setup, but you can also get a residence visa under the company. And so this is some of the activities may still require some external approvals, but that depends on your actual activity. For mainland structure, or this is what we call a direct access to UAE local market. So in mainland, you can trade freely within the UAE and also outside the UAE, and you can also work directly with the government entities You can take contracts or tender projects with the government entities without any restriction. And if you need to set up an office anywhere in Dubai, mainland structure would be the best suitable solution for you because of you can choose the office anywhere in UAE, or if it's a Dubai mainland, then it will be within Dubai. Most businesses.
I will just give an example for the audience. I'll just give an example. So whether you're a holding family, a holding structure, a single family office, a foundation, etc., or a financial institution, etc., you can consider the DIFC, which is the financial one. If you're doing international business and you don't need for sure to address the local market directly, or to have like a shop, a retail shop, a retail presence, etc., directly, you would be on one of the commercial free zones. And let's give the example of a restaurant that want to be in Business Bay, for example. That restaurant would have to set up under a mainland structure because there is a presence in mainland through the restaurant in Business Bay, for example. Just as a summary here of like the different characteristics that you need to look at if you are considering which jurisdiction you should be working with. And now we will move to Princess again. Please, Princess, if you can let us know what are the steps, like step by step. Tell us if someone wants to set up a business, in the UAE, and more particularly in Meydan, which is of course our favorite free zone to work with. We work a lot with Meydan because of the flexibility, the efficiency, and the cost to the cost to quality ratio is very good. So tell us, what are the different steps that we need to go through? You're on mute.
Thank you. Thank you, Anissa. Thank you for that question. So when it comes to like setting up a business with Meydan Free Zone, actually in general, when it comes to the UAE, I first recommend that you actually partner with partners or channel partners that already are experts or have a physical presence with the free zones. For example, with Dawa Family, which is one of my partners and we work closely with. Reason why is because they already have the expertise, they have an understanding of the system. Other than you trying to do it directly for yourself, it's always advisable to partner with someone that already has an understanding of the industry and also the system to make your life much more easier and also to quicken the process. However, yes, Meydan has been made to be easy for anyone in general. So you first have to understand what exactly are the activities that you want to do. So this is going to be a step that you go through yourself, or you actually have a conversation with your advisor to advise you in terms of maybe you have a definition of what maybe marketing consultancy, having an understanding of what it actually means and where can I set up based on the structure of my business. Are you a sole owner? Are you going to be a corporate owner? Or are you just going to be setting up this business and you want someone else to partner with you? So these things are very important for you to define even before you start the setting up process. Once you have this laid out, then Anissa or any other partner will then assist you in terms of setting up the business. Now, this is done completely online. That's the beauty about the UAE, especially Meydan Free Zone, is that you can do everything end-to-end online, and you don't have to be physically present for you to actually do this process. So we would, depending on how you're setting it up, but with Meydan Free Zone, everything will be done online. You do the application of this, your activity online. Maybe, Harry, if you can move to the next step. Okay, I already mentioned that you would, number one, choose a jurisdiction depending on what the activity is. Then the reservation of your trade name would come directly with like setting up your business. We're going to need 3 proposed names, and we would prioritize your first proposed name. This is the process in the UAE. And once we have released the license, we would prioritize your first proposed name. Then you apply for your license. Once it has been released, then you can start with the establishment card process and the visa process, depending on whether you want these or not. If you just want to set up your licenses, that is also welcomed. However, if you do need visas, the process is to, number one, set up the license, get your establishment card, then start the visa process. We welcome businesses that actually do business internationally. So if you are doing your business internationally and you do not need any physical presence in the UAE, you do not have to go through maybe any regulatory authority if your activity requires regulatory interventions. For example, if you have, Anissa mentioned something to do with finance and it requires a regulatory authority to actually regulate that particular activity. If it's done outside of the country, you don't have to go through getting those regulatory details or NOCs or approvals from the relevant authority. So that makes it an advantage. In addition to that, like I mentioned, it will then be your visa process and you can start your corporate bank account. Depending on who you set this up with, I believe Anissa has partners that she partners with in terms of banks who assist her in terms of setting up your bank account most effectively. So that's why I strongly advise that you do partner with other partners, even if you're an individual, to partner with someone who's already in the industry so that it can make your life much easier and the process of setting up much quicker. Over to you, Anissa.
Thank you so much. So I will move to the second part. So once we know how to be set up, we need to discuss about the best structure to use, and effectively, depending on the complexity of what we're trying to achieve, we have different type of structures that we could be using in the different jurisdictions that we have spoken about. So here it's like really on a case-by-case basis, but basically we could set up holding companies, we could set up operating companies, or we could set up special purpose vehicles. And those are only some types of the legal structures we could be working on, and we could use one of them independently or combine them for a stronger structure depending on what we are trying to achieve. And I will leave it to Hannah now to go in the details of what every structure compensate, or how do you say compensate? Hannah, please, if you can go ahead. Hannah has an issue with her connection. Hannah? Okay, so I'll be doing it on behalf of Hannah because I think Hannah has a problem with her connection. She's frozen. So for a holding companies are really used for either large corporate or family businesses to centralize control, to protect the asset, and to help with international expansion. Then for operating companies, it's really like to generate revenues, to employ staff, to enter into commercial agreements and contracts with clients, with suppliers, to produce and deliver products, or to engineer and deliver products, or to engineer and deliver services, to carry all the operational risk, to handle customers and suppliers, and to maintain all the regulatory requirements that the business may carry. And then, and so in terms of operating companies, we have different type of operating companies. That what we see most of our African clients set up. So we can set up either a consultancy company, a technology company, a logistic company, an advisory company, or a trading company, export, import, retail, etc. So I was, for example, giving the example of a restaurant. Someone who wants to set up a restaurant in Dubai, he could set up a mainland entity, and that mainland entity will own and manage the restaurant, or will run the space and then operate the restaurant. Or if we are trading in any type of commodity, we can look at the DMCC, Dubai Multi-Commodity Center. Any consultancy, technology, advisory type of services can be set up very easily using the Meydan free zone structures. Even if we are active in precious non-manufactured precious metals trading, that we have a lot of our African families in the mining industry using these solutions, so they can set up with Meydan as well as DMCC or mainland, etc. So this is what we mean by operating businesses. And then, of course, we have the special purpose vehicle that are set up really to protect one asset, one project, or one investment, to ring fence it from the rest of the operations or the rest of the wealth of the family. And that's what we and Meydan Free Zone help set up in the UAE and in Dubai more particularly. Are we good so far? Any questions, Harry? Should we take any questions on? I'm seeing some questions.
Yes, Anissa. We have one question. For a Nigerian fabrication business still under CAC registration, what's the smartest first Dubai step? Free zone license, bank account, or something else?
So for a Nigerian fabrication business still under CAC registration, I'm not sure what does CAC registration stand for.
Anissa,
Genesis, if you can tell us.
We cannot hear you, Anissa.
They cannot. You cannot hear me?
Hello?
Yes, you cannot hear me? Hello? Hello, hello, hello? You're not hearing me.
No, Anissa, we can hear you.
Okay, because Harry was saying we cannot hear me. So for a Nigerian fabrication business still under CAC registration. So I was saying I'm not sure what is CAC registration. It's a legal framework in Nigeria. Okay, thank you, Genesis, for this. What's the smartest first Dubai step? Free zone license, bank account, or something else? So first of all, you cannot open a bank account without having a license in the UAE. So in that sense, it's clear and easy question for us to answer. However, I would say that the first step would be to approach us to discuss the light business plan or business proposition or the mission you have and what you are trying to achieve. And function of that, we will let you know what is the first, second, third step, etc. We can detail the whole journey for you. But typically, it starts with the business license, and then the immigration work, if any immigration is required as investor, as employee, and then the FTA registration, Federal Tax Authority registration for corporate tax purposes, and then the bank account opening. And we can help you with every step of this process. And if you are still under registration in Nigeria, we can set up everything under your individual name, and then we can move the structure under the mother company in Nigeria later down the line, whenever the Nigerian structure is ready. That's completely feasible, and it's actually advisable as well, because it would make things cheaper and faster to set up that way. So, okay, that was one question. Any other question that we can take now?
Yes.
Before
yes.
moving to the next slide?
One more, Anissa. Hi, Anissa and Bontel. Thanks for this. Genesis here from Spatial Design and Fabrication, Nigeria. We recently rebranded as we now design plus physically build furniture retail displays from Akure, Ondo State, Nigeria. Registering the company now and exploring Dubai. Sorry, this is not a question. This is a comment.
Actually, it's the same person as Genesis. So, yes, Genesis, yes, that would be, you would be looking at the right setup for your objective of USD invoicing and IP protection. Dubai is definitely a jurisdiction, and Meydan is definitely a jurisdiction we can advocate for to answer your concern here. So I think we can move to the next slide while people are thinking about their questions and asking us more questions. So the next step was about effectively managing the business in Dubai and what it requires as focus and as financial discipline. So first of all, managing a business in the UAE is very easy and very straightforward. However, the requirements remain the same as any business out there worldwide. So maybe people think, oh, there is nothing to be done in Dubai. Once we have set up the business, we're good to go. We have nothing to do. But that's not the reality. It's everything a business requires in terms of maintenance and in terms of like good best practice, etc., remain the same whether you are in Dubai or anywhere else, like in Nigeria. For example, the financial management, the hiring, the marketing, the legal compliance, the technology integration, all of these problematics that you may have in your home country, you will have them as well here in the UAE. However, the difference is that it's easier, faster, more straightforward, more effective to tackle any of these aspects from the UAE. For one main reason is that the UAE has been, and Dubai has been attractive to talent. So we have a lot of talent based here in the UAE, in Dubai, that are available. The talent pool, whether as fractional, as advisors, or as employees, or as partners, or as service providers, whatever you may look at, is very accessible to your business in the UAE. Same for whether the marketing tools that are available, or the legal frameworks that are available to you, or the technology solutions that are available to you. The other thing is the connectivity is very good, whether the physical connectivity through Emirates, through the cargo, through the like all different types of logistics solution, or whether the digital integration with the rest of the world is excellent from Dubai. So you can be sitting here or be sitting anywhere and managing your business in Dubai in a very, very, very effective way. What are the considerations you need to be looking at before considering Dubai from a business perspective? The market saturation in certain segments, of course. So your approach when you're looking at setting up in Dubai, expanding in Dubai, is really to look at which market you want to enter, and is it a good market to enter in the UAE, in the GCC, or is it a saturated market? Usually, if you're looking at the UAE as an offshore platform to manage the rest of your business, to manage expansion, to manage the governance of your business, and to act as either a distribution center or a treasury center, or the brain and the skull of your business, UAE is a no-brainer, and Dubai is a no-brainer. But if you're looking, for example, to enter the restaurant segment, or the medical segment, or the logistics segment, you might want to first be looking at the market entry strategy, so to study the market and to see if there is a place for your product or for your service for you to be able to deploy yourself here, because the UAE is a very, very competitive market. We have very good services, very good product, a very good quick and efficient distribution, etc. So to be able to compete in that market, you need to be like on top of your game, let's say, to enter here. Then yeah, that's sorry, Hannah or Princess, anything you want to add to the maintenance considerations that we have when we have set up our businesses in the UAE?
Yeah, so this is not just about the setup. Again, you have to maintain the company, so there will be license renewal, tax filing, which we also provide those services aside from setting up the business. You also have to consider the resident. If you have a residence visa, and if you need your residence, if your family wants to move to UAE along with you and with your family, we can assist you in getting a residence visa for the whole family.
Thank you, Princess. Anything you want to add?
I think really, like, just to add in addition to that, in terms of maintaining the business, I know most of the time when people come into the UAE, they just want to set up the business and then they just think that's all that matters. However, when you now get into the market, you then have to study the market. And studying the market also means that whatever sector that you have chosen, really like try to specialize in that market. So really understanding what exactly is the trend, because the UAE is a fast-paced moving industry. So for you to like be able to be functional and continuously make profits, you're gonna have to be in par in terms of understanding the regulatory authorities, also understanding what is the new trends in that industry. So part of the maintenance is also continuously studying the industry and making sure that you stay updated in terms of the new trends that are happening within the economy. Because everything else, I believe that Anissa has already, I'm so sorry, Anissa. Anissa has already mentioned everything else, but that is also one thing that I believe like most entrepreneurs, when they come inside the UAE to start a new business, they just lack in that one thing.
Yeah. Sorry, we have a question here, Princess. Maybe you can help me answer it. What support systems exist for startups in Dubai? Is Maidan involved in any support system or incubator, or do you offer any events where startups can come together to learn a bit more about how to get started and how to benefit from any help that the government or the authority may offer?
Yes, of course. We do have a lot of trainings that we usually have. For example, we'd have during the year, we'd have compliance trainings, we'd have maybe networking events. They are held within the authority. We have social events that we do have because, you know, networking is literally, your network is your net worth. So whoever you know can actually help your business. So for young entrepreneurs or new businesses, it's really important for you to position yourself and network as much as possible. So we have events and we have like webinars, which are similar to what Anissa has held for training in terms of upskilling or uptraining entrepreneurs in the market. So like compliance, for example, which is something that's very important. Corporate taxation is something that we regularly have. AML, which is one of the things that you actually now have to make sure that you are in compliance depending on the activity that you have. We do usually have those webinars to like train entrepreneurs, but networking events are literally key because when you have a wide network, you literally can do very well in the UAE market.
And I think Maidan does very good networking events around very socially nice events as well, with the polo, with the
with the horse racing events.
Yes. I would like to know if you have specialized support for online businesses like mine into creative services, graphic publishing website, and digital and professional skills training. I would like to say that we ourselves have launched an academy very recently, and we have realized how much the government of Dubai is focusing on education. So everything that has to do around training is very much facilitated by the government. So they will give you the regulatory approvals quite easily. They will be very lenient in the beginning to allow you to start. But of course, after that, they will push you to be the best version of yourselves and to offer the best services you can in terms of training. So instead of making it hard for you to start, they will let you start, then observe, then help you improve your offer when it comes to training. So we're seeing a lot of online or physical academies popping up everywhere in Dubai. So why not digital and professional skills training could be a possibility. You can set yourself up either through Maidan or through Mainland solution, depending on if you're looking to also have a physical presence or only an online presence. And then I would love to know, Adetiba, I would love to know what kind of support you're looking for. If it's to help you set yourself up for an online business, yes, absolutely, we can do that. And and Hannah can take that forward with you. But if you're looking for any other type of support, please write it down so I can read it out loud. And then we have another question. What will it look like if a business company like Spatial Design and Fabrication that focuses on designing and building products and services for space enhancement wants to keep operations in Nigeria, but with business setup and legal framework in the UAE? So this is typically a two-layer structure where the operations are sitting in Nigeria And we have a central, like a layer on top, which could be a management and distribution and treasury type of setup, whereby the IP, the design, the management, the relationship with the banks sits there and justifies that the invoicing and the revenue generation is also locked at that level. It has a lot of beneficial aspects. One of them is the ease of payment internationally, of course, because paying and receiving payment in different currencies in Dubai is extremely easy. The second one is building long-term credibility with the banks to be able to leverage the banks from a financing perspective, whether through business loans or through other instruments that the business may need. And the third long-term benefit as well is to be credible to potential investors in the UAE. And the fourth one would be to be able to tap into also the UAE market while staying completely operating from Nigeria. So we can imagine that the furniture is made in Nigeria, shipped and sold in the UAE. Why not? If they're shipping from all over the world, why not from Nigeria and from Africa? Because here we have items that are produced, because Dubai is more and more counting on its own factory and its own production, whether agriculture, whether industrial, whether like whatever. We're looking at what medicine as well is being produced locally, but mostly a lot of things are produced outside of the UAE and outside of Dubai. And Dubai is used as a trading platform and as a distribution platform, because that's what Dubai is known for historically and what Dubai is strong at as well. So that's for Genesis. What are the tax benefits of doing business in Dubai? Who takes that question? Princess?
The tax benefits of doing business in Dubai. So it depends. So the UAE, in the free zones, we didn't in essence have corporate taxation. However, now we do have corporate taxation all across, unless you are a designated free zone. Meydan, however, is not a designated free zone. So your designated free zones will be like your Jabza, maybe like your DMCC. Designated free zones are gated free zones. So that means that if your product comes into the UAE, it doesn't necessarily go onto the mainland. So you do not have to necessarily pay corporate taxation. However, if you're not a designated free zone, you still have corporate taxation. This depends on any state that you're in. For example, if you're in the UK, you probably have more taxation than you do in the UAE. We still do have like not as much in terms of like cost efficiency for taxation. It's not as much as you would with other countries. In South Africa, I know it's like 40%. In other countries, I know it's like maybe like 25%. So it depends. In the UAE, corporate taxation is like 5%. So our corporate taxation is still minimal compared to other countries. However, depending on where you are registered in terms of the business, you might have to pay corporate taxation. Or if you are in a designated free zone, you're not liable for corporate taxation.
Absolutely. And did you mention that we don't have any taxation on inheritance, on salaries, on dividends and capital appreciations at an individual level? And we also have other structures like foundations for patrimonial wealth management that can allow for zero tax as well. So we have a minimal tax when it comes to corporate taxation. However, we have ways to structure the wealth in a way that we could avoid overpaying taxes. Also, the UAE, I think, has more than 180 dual tax treaties with the entire world. I don't remember the exact number, but it's the country with the highest dual tax treaties in the world, making sure that no one working in the UAE and with the UAE is punished with paying double taxes anywhere, and that everything is optimized as much as possible. So for that reason, a lot of large groups have their distribution and treasury center positioned here in the UAE. But I think more entrepreneurs and more family businesses could benefit from the same if they structure themselves properly using the offshore proposition that Dubai has to allow them to structure their businesses, their local businesses. So the question asked about, can I operate in Nigeria and still benefit from all the upsides Dubai has to offer, is actually a very good question. And that's exactly what we are here to help you achieve. Do we have more question? Harry, sorry.
Lisa, there's one question which was missed. What industries are growing fastest in Dubai right now?
What are the industries that are growing the fastest in Dubai? Let's Princess answer, and then maybe Hannah as well.
Right now, here's the thing, because I work for the authority, I have like an overview of many activities, and it's because Meydan Free Zone offers multiple activities and cross industries. It's kind of almost not easy to like quantify, but we see a lot of management consulting companies, holding companies a lot, because like I said, the whole point, people want to like hold their assets in the UAE and not be taxed on that. So we have a lot of holding companies, consulting companies, marketing businesses. We're seeing a lot of AI businesses that are emerging. This is because of the trend in AI, but also we also have a lot of crypto companies that are being set up. But majorly it will be management consulting companies. Almost every other license has this particular activity, because
when it's the one that allows them to do the treasury function as well, right?
Please,
I mean, that's the activity that allows them to do the treasury function for the group.
Exactly. That's the activity that allows them to do the treasury function of the group. So like basically managing everything. Here's the thing, when it comes to like a management consultancy, it's not just for treasury. It can be for property. It could be for any other business, just allowing the funds to come in and just managing them at a specific place, which is being the UAE. So that's most of the businesses that are set up. It's so that they can actually have that functionality. So in terms of like an activity that is actually doing very good in the market, I would basically say like consulting in addition would be like your marketing company, because every single business, for it to function and thrive, it has to have marketing. So mostly marketing will always be a demand. So either than the treasury functions of like holding structures or like investment in property and all of that, it would definitely be marketing companies, because people will always be looking for people to help them with like marketing or like putting their business out there. Because if a business doesn't have any marketing, it will not thrive in the market.
Yes. Hannah, do you see any other sectors thriving in the UAE right now?
Yeah, definitely. I can see like there's a lot of our previous clients. We also have a lot of clients who wants to do general trading and online businesses. General trading, it would really help them in terms of saving taxes, especially if they are mostly trading internationally. If they want to trade outside UAE or inside the designated free zone, which is, I think one of our viewers is asking, what are the designated free zones in Dubai or in UAE? So it is really important to know that those designated free zones are, as Princess said earlier, are gated free zones, which you can only take advantage of the zero corporate tax, zero import tax if your business is done inside the free zone, and if you're inside the designated free zone, or you're doing international or high sea sales trading kind of business. So, and the other business is
sorry, Hannah, to answer his question, he wants to know which ones are designated. So Dafza, Jafza, Commerce City, which one?
So there's a lot of designated. We have Dafza, Jafza. Those are that are near the ports, and like seaports are airports. So because Commerce City, we also have in other areas like in Abu Dhabi as Kizad, and then in
Sharjah, I think Hamriya is a designated.
Hamriya, yes, Hamriya and Al-Hamriya,
and then of them overall. So there aren't that many, because if we look just at Dubai, we might have like more than 40 free zones. But overall in the UAE, we have 6 designated free zones that are meant to allow large international traders that are not tapping into the UAE market but moving goods all around the world, such as, for example, the oil and gas traders, the commodity traders, or any trader in any like spare parts and all of this items that go from, for example, China to Nigeria, don't access the UAE market, are not meant for the UAE market, then we can structure in a way that we can avoid the 9% corporate taxes on net taxable income. Thank you so much, Hannah. Go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead. That's all.
Yeah. So
Yes.
what are the mistakes that new entrepreneurs... Sorry, Harry, you wanted to say something.
It's okay. I wanted to read the next question, but it's okay. You've
Okay, sorry. So what are the mistakes new entrepreneurs should know about or should try to avoid in Dubai? Hannah.
Just jump into this one quickly. I think for new entrepreneurs, you want to save a lot in terms of like cost. So you want to make sure that you don't overinvest. So setting up in a free zone that is cost effective while you study the market, while you also study if you really want to just stay in that particular industry or you want to add a different activity within the license. So going for a free zone or a setup that is much more cost effective in the initial phase, so that you can use the other money to like invest in other sectors, such as the marketing that I already mentioned. But the problem is that entrepreneurs are advised wrongly in their initial or like induction of the business, and then they overinvest and then tying up all the funds in the license cost and not having enough for like the day-to-day running of the business. So I suggest like entrepreneurs to like be mindful about where to set up, and then try to not set up with free zones that are going to be too much of an investment in the initial phase. Once you have understood the market and you understand what exactly maybe you want to specialize in, you can then move to other free zones. If you want to specialize, let's just say in finance, you can move to like DIFC, but now you already have an understanding of the market and maybe you have established yourself also in the market. So I think that's one of the things that entrepreneurs have to be mindful of.
Thank you so much, Princess. That's a very good point. We are 3 minutes away from the end of this webinar, so I'll take these 3 minutes to thank Princess and Hannah for and Harry for allowing us to have this very interesting conversation today. I hope it has been useful to our attendees. Please don't hesitate to send us your questions by email or to contact us on our LinkedIn platform. We would be very happy to advise you on the best way to go ahead with your requirements. Just as a conclusion, I would like to confirm that Dawiya Family Office is a multi-family office based out of Dubai, but also out of Nigeria. We have an office in Nigeria as well, and we are represented in Nigeria by our regional director, Ibukun, that's attending the chat with us today, the conversation with us today. What we offer to the African companies we work with is strategy, governance, business engineering, administration, and we do also offer personal services to the family members. So if you're interested by our services and if you want to start on the right foot in Dubai, please reach out to us. We have a 30-minute free consultation for you. We can also plug you to our partners, Meydan Free Zone, to discuss more in details about any question you have, or to be aware and join any network, any event that Meydan is organizing for people interested in setting up their businesses with Meydan. And on that, I will just say thank you again, and see you in our next webinar in a month's time. And if you want to join us, if you want to contact us, this is our information in here. Thank you.